Spend more time outdoors this summer with Smart Grass, the artificial grass that looks like the real thing. Stylish, low maintenance and pet friendly. Smartgrass.co.nz.
The grass is always greener with Smart Grass.
You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Let's get you across the Tasman. Our regular catch-up with Australian Correspondent Adam Peacock from codesports.com.au and various other media platforms. Sydney-based, of course. Been a bit wet over your way, mate.
Piney, we've all started speaking with Kiwi accents. It's just been incredible. Like, it's just absolutely hosed down for about a day here in Sydney. So, no, they've got the races underway and a lot of junior sports obviously off, which is a shame because it's the first weekend of junior football, soccer over here. So a lot of kids have to wait another week. But, yeah, thankfully everyone's, I think, okay, but a fair bit of flooding in the Sydney area.
All right, let's get to some sporting matters. Wallabies coach Joe Schmidt has recruited another Kiwi, Mike Cron, to join his Australian coaching staff. Do you not have any Australian rugby coaches available over there?
Well, we've tried one. I don't know if you know what happened at the World Cup. Didn't quite kind of go the way we thought. No, obviously Joe's got a good background with this guy who's like, yeah, Cronny's got an amazing name in the game for, what is he, the scrum king and kind of set-piece specialist, and it's something the Wallabies it's weird with the Wallabies with set-piece, especially scrum, is sometimes very, very good, other times very, very bad, and it feels like when you watch them, it's either one or the other. There's no consistency to it. So, look, him and can you imagine this guy and Laurie Fisher sitting down to talk rugby, the amount of Yoda stuff that's going on. So, very interesting appointment. And, yeah, I was led to a quote from Mike Cron that said, yeah, my job was about finding the eureka moment came when I found out the best position horizontally, which I think all of us, rugby or not, we're looking for that as well. So, no, he's a bit of a guru, and it's a good get for the Wallabies.
Absolutely he is, yeah. Like I know over this side of the Tasman, yeah, I mean, he hasn't been part of the All Black setup for a while, but highly regarded as a scrum coach, a scrum doctor, and a man very familiar with, getting the horizontal position right. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what he does with the Wallabies scrum. To NRL, cracking game of league on Thursday night, already a contender for game of the season. Storm 34, Broncos 32, but a potentially bigger problem for the Broncos, injury to Adam Reynolds. How big a blow would this be if he's out for a while?
Yeah, massive. He's tweaked his hammy. So initially they thought on the cusp of half-time he went down feeling his knee and it's heavily strapped. Look, the guy's 35, so he's not in mint condition. He's kind of been held together, and the Broncos really need him. I think if he stays on the field, they win that game, even though it was a game of you score, we score. But he's so good at setting the tempo for a young, energetic Broncos team that if he's not there, it's going to make it harder for the Broncos to finish top and get an easier draw in the finals. But look, they'll nurse him through the year and get him to the finals. That's the key for them. And if they do, they're a big chance of winning it all.
And finally today, the Australian men's football team for the Paris Olympics named this week. We know this is an under-23 squad largely with some overage players available if needed. No Nestori Irankunda, who is widely regarded as the brightest young prospect in Australian football. He's off to Bayern Munich in Germany, still a teenager. What is the story here, Adam? Why hasn't he been picked for this Olympic side?
Yeah, so the Olympics, the Kiwis are qualified, but we haven't qualified yet. The qualifiers are coming up in 2 weeks' time. It's hard because we can't access some of our better players who are over in European clubs, and they won't release them for this because it's outside an international window. I thought Nestori Irankunda, who's still eligible for the under-23s for the LA Olympics, is certainly good enough to come off the bench and play a role for this squad. But Tony Vidmar alluded to the fact that it's not just about playing ability at the moment. There's a few other factors at play. So, I mean, that kind of felt like an open-ended question that only Nestori himself could answer if he feels like answering, like as in, is he mentally ready to be involved? But I can only go on what I saw last Friday night, and that's him scoring a hat-trick and playing really maturely, as well as I've seen him play at A-League level, and thinking, well, we need to take this guy to these qualifiers to help us qualify for the Olympics. Now, he might not be available for the Olympics because he'll be starting his career at Bayern Munich, and that's fair enough. But the key is getting there. So, football-wise, it makes no sense, but there might be other factors, like I mentioned, that we'll never know about. So you kind of got to leave it.
What is his ceiling for you? You've seen a lot of footballers, a lot of young footballers who have made it and some who haven't. What is his ceiling?
Oh, his ceiling's as good as we've got. But that's in 4 or 5 years' time. There are steps that need to be taken along the way, and little steps that mean in the grand journey big things. But he can't just take shortcuts, and he won't be able to take shortcuts where he's going. Bayern Munich will find him out. So they'll nurse him along. He's an asset to them. He could be very valuable. He could end up playing first-team football. But there are things in his game, such as making the right decision, not taking the game where it's him against 4 defenders, like involving others, making the smart runs, tracking back. Look, 1-on-1 is devastating. Get him in a goal-scoring opportunity, yeah, go for it, mate. But it's those little layers that make a professional career. And, yeah, he'll go off to his finishing school, if you want to call it that, at Bayern Munich, and hopefully he'll come through the other side, and we've got a generational player for 10 years. He could be that. He's got the basis of that, but there's a long way to go before he is that.
Yeah, terrifically exciting. All right, hey, just before you go, the Phoenix are over your way, about an hour up the road in Gosford for the top-of-the-table clash against the Mariners tonight. Presumably it'll be a bit wet up there as well if the forecast I'm looking at is anything to go by. What are you picking, mate? Phoenix or the Mariners? Remembering, of course, this is a New Zealand radio audience.
Yeah, Mariners 3-0. No, great game. I think that the Knicks can get them. The Mariners, they had a good win over Melbourne City through the week, but it's still that they're not quite clicking as well as they were a couple of weeks ago. So the Knicks have a big opportunity. No doubt Chiefy's got a really good plan for how Central Coast play. They're hard to play against, but the good news is the sun's come out. It's typical Sydney this, so it's the toes down for a day, and now it's a 26-degree beach day basically. So the game will go ahead. It'll be a bit sluggish to pitch, but look, it should be a great game, and I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Hey, Adam, thanks, mate. Always great to chat. We'll do it again next Saturday.
Cheers, Piney. Have a good one.
You have a good one too, mate. Adam Peacock from Australia, from Sydney, Australia, our Australian correspondent this time every Saturday afternoon.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday, or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.
Spend more time outdoors this summer with Smartgrass, the artificial grass that looks like the real thing. Stylish, low maintenance and pet friendly. Smartgrass.co.nz.
The grass is always greener with Smart Grass.